And so, going back to one more point that I want to make here is that another picture is the moon, because the moon is concealed, right? I told you that earlier, that the moon is concealed, so it's known as the time of concealment. And what we're talking about is God concealing His people at that time frame, returning for the church, returning for the believer, the called out ones, concealing them in heaven while the indignation is going on earth. Listen to this verse. Blow the trumpet at the new moon. Now that new moon has to be Rosh HaShanah. You with me? I told you that. Because every other feast is celebrated during the full moon. All right? Blow the trumpet at the new moon at the time of the concealed moon. So here we go again. We see all these little pictures of concealment. So the bottom line, and I'm trying to see here, I think I miraculously have 2 minutes left and made it through the outline. The bottom line of what I want to share with you is simply this. There are people, we get the letters and the emails. Well, I don't believe in the rapture because some guy on a satellite says it wasn't real. I don't believe in the rapture because somebody in 1830 made it up. I don't believe this, this, and this. All right, let me tell you what you have to do again. You've got to study this from a Hebraic perspective. The Old Testament prophets were Hebrews. Paul was a Hebrew. He's the one that got the revelation. If you try to study this as an American living in North America from just an English translation of the Bible, you'll get part of it, but then you have all these little pieces that you don't understand. But then when you see the words of Jesus, the phrases He said, the statements He makes, and you go back and understand this was a Jewish audience He's talking to, the whole thing comes alive. So the key to understanding the coming of Christ, especially this aspect of the ancient Jewish wedding, is to understand the ancient Jewish wedding. And this is something that we started looking into and studying years ago. And really, can I tell you be very honest with you, I've always been open. I'm not one that just teaches something because I was raised that way or believes something because I was told that. I have to prove it to myself by the Word. So I went through this time where I said, all right, I'm going to look at mid-trib, post-trib, pre-trib, no-trib, all this. The thing that convinced me that Jesus Christ would come before a 7-year time of indignation was the ancient Jewish wedding. We did something we didn't think we would ever do before. We did a tape of the ancient Jewish wedding and a message on 4 Passover cups. And I'm telling you, the Holy Spirit impressed me to do this because we don't break up packages of other things and separate them and make something else available. But I felt led of the Lord to do a teaching to help you understand the rapture. And so we're going to make available the Jewish wedding tape with the 4 Passover tapes to the television audience so that you can learn a lot more of what I'm talking about and undergird your faith. And we'll see you in a little bit.